And we're back from our break. So, Dina, you were wrapping up with us about the deaf community and the different niches that are available there. And I know that there's other communities and other areas within the Kansas City metropolitan area. Tell us a little bit about your favorite ones or ones that you find are the most helpful for consumers.
Well, for renters, Catholic Charities pays for utilities as well as rent, and they have a food pantry, and they're really good about it. Also, Jewish Community Center helps out as well with all of those topics. So, I mean, they're good for the community as well as the landlord who needs to collect their rent and pay their mortgage as well. I always advise my investors to keep a list, so when they get that call from their renter saying, I can't pay my rent this month, then they say, before they move to eviction or trying to harass them, how about you trying some of these services to see if they can help you pay, and then you can catch up the next month.
That's nice. So they have solutions.
Yes.
For just to get them through that
instead
month.
of being upset about not receiving their money.
Right.
So
good.
So you have several organizations around the metropolitan area. So you mentioned Catholic Charities. So normally does the process go that the tenant would normally call you, or does the tenant call the landlord, or do they call Catholic Charities?
Well,
do you know how that process works?
Well, if they're going to call their landlord and they don't already know who to call, the landlords that I deal with, I give them this list with the phone numbers for them to give to their tenants, which is wise. But they can also call 211, and based on 211 in their area code, they'll take their area code and find all the service centers that can help them. Based on what they're asking for, if it's rent or utilities or whatever, which is very important for them to keep their utilities on if they're renting, because, they can mess up the unit which belongs to the landlord. So,
you mean by if they don't have utilities on, then pipes freeze or things like that?
Yeah,
and
pipe
then they
freeze.
Damage the
same thing. Or if the water's off, you can start. It's just a bad thing if the water's off. Then it's getting old in the toilet. It's getting old everywhere. So,
Gotcha. So Catholic Charities, you have
Church of Resurrection.
What do they offer?
Church of Resurrection offers everything. Actually, they're probably the least hardest to work with. They're a little bit more, okay, come on in, and but they do utilities, they do rent, they do food, and they'll do some clothing also if you need clothing for
awesome.
jobs.
That's really nice. Yeah.
And Salvation Army also helps. They're traditional, Salvation Army and Catholic Charities are like traditional. A few of the churches have come along, the last few years.
So that's an added service that you offer to your investors?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I like to hear about that, though, is because like when we're going through and we're purging our old stuff, or the kids have outgrown clothes, I tend to have a habit of just gathering everything and throwing it in my trunk and running up to Salvation Army. And I like to hear that there's other organizations that are out there that have a need for different, to stock their food pantry, to help with, because I just have been conditioned to automatically go, Salvation Army. Let's put it in there. You get the tax receipt, I mean, and usually I don't fill it out and it just sits in the folder of mine. But it's nice to know. I mean, this is speaking to me with the Catholic Charities and with Church of the Resurrection and different. I mean, they would appreciate donations as well. It's not always about one organization to go to when it comes to, because it's all paying it forward, which is
right.
So I appreciate you bringing to light different areas of need that are in our area.
Yeah, I think sometimes, especially, we see all this stuff on TV that says, $1 million homes and all this other great stuff, but we forget that there are people who fall on bad times. Right. And where do they go, for help? And so they may have worked with a realtor who can help them buy a home or sell their home. But then what happens in the middle when
true.
real life starts to happen?
They
You
lose
fall
a job.
behind
Right.
on a mortgage payment, or
Right.
you can't keep up with rent, or someone gets sick. Those kinds of things. It's good to know that there are resources all around us that we can access.
Let's
And-
post that on our Facebook page. I think
Yeah.
that would be very helpful. Just a
Catholic
list of-
charities will also kick in on mortgage
Assistance?
payments,
Okay.
assistance too.
That's
so,
very helpful to know.
What
I think
do
that'd
you,
be
what
a
do
good
you guys
list.
kick in on so I can call you too?
What do you mean? You're at the beach.
I'm
What are you
like-
talking about?
I'm like, can you guys gonna kick in? I need a crab leg.
Need some barbecue sauce with that shrimp that you're eating Bayside, right?
Right. No.
Yeah, pretty much.
I make my donations
The Tamika Foundation. Yeah.
to the Daphne Edwards Foundation.
That's right. That's right.
But I would like to have that list. If
Okay.
you've got
Yeah.
some websites to go along with that information, just aside from that, or we can look them up and put them on there too. But I think our listeners and viewers would
Or they can
definitely.
contact Dina for her
Yeah.
list. How about that?
How do they contact you?
You can contact me at Dina, DENA, at theirhouse, THEREHOUSE.com. Any day, because it's a website. I mean,
You're always open.
or you can
Yes.
call me at 816-654-6757.
Okay.
I sell dirt.
I sell dirt. What is that?
Yeah,
Everything
that used to be
real
my
estate.
slogan. I sell dirt.
Oh.
I would meet people. I say, "What do you do?" I sell dirt.
Yeah,
Real
that's
estate is dirt
cute.
everywhere.
I've never heard that. That's really cute.
And
I
you
sell
can't
dirt.
get any more.
I think this is a good break time. We're starting to talk about dirt. Yeah, we're
advertise.
spiraling. That's right. And we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. You're watching TV25 and listening to Real Estate Matters with Christy Porter and Tamika Bryant on Thinking Bigger Radio. We'll be right back.